Hi everybody, Tom here from CSI. Today we're going to start a new series about polishing paint. And you know the title that I put up there, it's just about polishing paint. Just had a great conversation with a couple guys that were here in the office, and it's amazing how deep a conversation will go about something that is probably one of the most basic sides of the trade in the automotive industry. If you're a car detailer, it's pretty simple. Use as few products as possible to get the absolute best finish. Some detailers will say it's going to take multiple products. You know our mantra, the big lips, keep it simple. My wife almost gets offended by those lips. Maybe, there's some sexual connotation to that. I don't know, but it's really to get people's attention about just keeping it simple. And at CSI, System 1, we really believe it's only about one single product. That everything can be achieved in the detailing industry and in the auto body industry by using only one product. Of course, you need to pick the right product, and we go through basic two different products. System 1 for detailing, one because of the price point, super high level finish. But it was really easy to use, very clean for the user, no dust, works in direct sun. And then for the real aggressive side of manufacturing, fire engine manufacturing, motorhome manufacturing, automobile collision repair, one single product. And our latest version in that market is called Ceram-XX. The original Ceram-XX works good too, but the XX version works a lot better. It's not as price point friendly as System 1, but if you're trying to take out deep sand scratches from color sanding, there is no faster way that we believe than using Ceram-XX. So let's talk a little bit about what we're actually doing. Paint polishing. Lay the buffer on the surface and go to it. Now, back when I was a kid, we didn't have all these fancy tools. So we, younger people, compared to, I'm going to compare myself to my dad, who was, 20 years older than me. So obviously he had a lot more experience, very confident with all the tools of the trade. And he had a lot of finesse. So when I watched him buff, his shoulders were very light. He wasn't tense. When you give a guy a buffer, most of the time a buffer, they want to, show how strong they are to that buffer. And you will learn very, very fast that that buffer will win every single time when you tried to overpower that buffer. It's a very, very powerful 10, 12 amp tool, and when you try to put your muscles into it to do what you want it to do, rather than learn how to finesse the head, then you're going to lose absolutely every time. Now that's back when I was a kid. Today, virtually any person with absolutely no experience at all can grab these super high-end DA polishers and start to polish on a vehicle. Are you going to make a lot of money doing that? No. But there is a lot of satisfaction that you will get out of polishing your car with a DA polisher and say System 1. Now, the gentleman that was here today was my lawyer, very wealthy man, very successful at doing what he does. I don't expect him to be able to use a rotary polisher because he's not in this trade. But he was stating how much fun it is just to kind of turn off your brain, lay the tool on the surface, buff his Porsche, and out come the scratches with an absolutely perfect finish. I think, when I was learning the trade, I needed those accolades. One from my dad. He wasn't somebody who just handed them out willy-nilly. You actually had to do something right in the trade. And when I was beginning in this trade, I was 10 years old, I didn't get to do a lot of things, but the things I got to do, most of the time, there would be a learning curve. And with buffing with a rotary polisher and the archaic compounds that they had in those days, it would mostly end up in a disaster. But it was still fun to go back with that rotary polisher and try and try and try and try. Now, back then, we did not have anything like the tools today. We did not have a DA. So there was definitely a skill set. And I would encourage anybody who wants to do this for a living. I'm hoping that you have tried many, many times in the driveway and you are very satisfied with your work, probably in using a DA. But if you want to make money in this trade, you are going to have to use a rotary polisher. There's no way for you to keep up with the demand in a shop without you at least having some skill with a rotary. So I would definitely stress with you the purpose of using a rotary. When do you keep it flat? When do you come up on edge with a rotary polisher? It is very important that you learn to use that tool. The DA polisher, always keep it flat. You never come up on edge. You can do it with one hand. You can just move the tool back and forth or up and down. It doesn't matter. That tool is doing all the work with the chosen polish or compound that you're using. And again, the KISS system, if you keep it simple with System 1, you can get away with one pad, one product, System 1 Luminex polish, and one tool, a 15mm stroke, 5-inch DA, for a super satisfying, simple way to learn polishing paint.